Hello, my name is Lisa Rachelson, and today Shannon Archer, Isaac Yoder, Amy Stone, and I will be presenting our progress on the Healthy Gator Sports Fan project as members of the Sport Marketing, Analytics, Strategies, and Health Lab. Before we get started on our project demonstration, I want to give a little recap on the main purpose and functionality of our project. We have developed what is called a just-in-time adaptive intervention mobile application for both Android and iOS, which means this is an application that uses real-time notifications to modify user behavior, and we have done this in order to address the link between sports viewership and unhealthy behavior through notifications based on live game statistics. In order to create a proof of concept of this application, we have scoped the problem down to just University of Florida football games, and we have also scoped down our targeted unhealthy behaviors by having users select weight and quality of life-based goals. And with that being said, I will hand it over to Shannon with our front-end demo.
Thanks, Lisa. We have two videos to show for you today. One will be of the application's mobile interface that users will interact with. The other will be for our push notification system and how that technology works. So we'll start off with a recording of our mobile app interface demo. In this demo, we'll show you the layout and functionality of our mobile app interface for HealthyGatorSports Fan. The first thing you'll see when you open the app is a disclaimer stating that this is under development and is not intended for public use, and any data collected as part of the research project should not be shared outside of the research team. Once understanding the acknowledgement, you can proceed. Let's say we're new and need to create another account. You'll be welcomed and prompted to input credentials. Let's assume we're going to log in as al at ufl.edu. And we want to use the password alligator with 8. So that is ALLIG8OR. If we try to create an account, we'll see that an email already exists and we'll be prompted to update it. So let's extend this to albert at ufl.edu to continue. At this point, we need to enter some basic information. If we try to proceed on the screen without entering all the data, we'll be prevented from doing so. So we'll continue entering the fields. Let's assume our birthday is 1998, September 1st. Just to show you how the calendar works on this application. We can say Albert's a male, he's 6'4", and weighs 200 pounds. Now he can continue. At this point, we'll be prompted to enter our goals. You can either choose to feel better, to lose weight, or both. We'll say we want to do both, and the goal weight is 180 pounds. At this point, our account is created, and we're brought to the home screen, which shows us 3 tiles. The first tile is the game tile, which pulls data from our college football game data API to show what's next on the schedule. The goal tile shows the goals that you chose and how you're tracking towards those goals. And lastly, the tile at the bottom is to demo notifications based on a mock game scenario if there's no live game going on. This experience will be shown in another demo. You'll see a notification button on the top right of the screen and additional buttons across the bottom of the screen. Let's take a look at each of these, starting with the notifications. Now, as a reminder, during the course of a UF football game, this application will send push notifications to Albert's phone based on how the Gators are doing. These notifications are meant to encourage Albert to stick to his goals, and they'll show up on his phone's notification bar, as well as this page of the app where he can manage those notifications. Everything on the screen below the blue buttons is for demonstration purposes only. Let's create an example notification. We'll say the title is Go Gators, and the message is Get Up and Go. If we generate this notification, we'll get a success notification, it will appear in our list, and if I drag the notification bar down, you'll see the notification shows up. Let's create a few more notifications for test purposes. We'll call them Test 2, Test 3, and Test 4. These notifications are generated on the front end and show up in our notification pane. Now, looking at this list on the notification management screen, we can choose to delete a single notification, or we can clear them all. Messages in the backend also have a read or unread status, and eventually, when clicked, the notifications will turn from blue to white, and you'll have this option to mark all as read. This experience is not currently implemented and will be captured as future work. Additionally, in this demo, we'll skip this Get Next Game Info button, since we'll show notifications generated from our backend polling technology in another demo. Going back to the home page, let's look at the bottom menu. First, we'll click on the profile icon to get to the profile management screen. Here, you can edit your name, height, gender, and goal details. Let's say we're changing our name to Alberta. Our height is now 5'9", and we're updating the gender to female. You also have the option to update your goals here. Let's say we want to remove the lose weight goal. There's data validation on this page to ensure nothing's missing and that goals, goal weight, and current weight don't contradict. If we try to leave this page without confirming our changes, we'll get a warning about abandoning them, which we don't want to do. When we confirm these changes, you'll see on the home page, the goal tile is updated to reflect the new goal of just feeling better and not losing weight. But for the purposes of this demo, let's keep both goals set. Now let's click the plus sign. This brings you to a page where you can log your progress towards the goals you have selected. Let's say you've lost 5 pounds and you're just feeling okay. Again, if you try to leave before submitting, you'll get a confirmation to abandon changes, which you don't want to do. After submitting, you'll get a real-time alert based on your input. The app takes you back to your home page, which is updated based on what you entered. Let's do this again, but assume you've reached your goal and you're feeling great. When you submit, you'll see another check-in message based on your Feel Better rating, and you'll get a congratulations message about reaching your goal. When you continue, it'll take you to your profile management screen and it updates your goal and goal weight for you. At this point, you can update your goals or accept the changes. Let's say you're happy with your weight now and you just want to focus on feeling better. So you go to the home page and see your goal tile is updated and your last rating was 5 out of 5 stars. Finally, let's look at the calendar button. Right now, this page simply displays an image of UF's 2024 season football schedule. A future work item will be to connect this to the college football game data API. At this point, you're ready to log out by clicking the bottom right icon. If we log back in with Alberta's credentials, and password alligator with an 8, you'll see that all the changes persisted. And that sums up the front-end interface of our HealthyGatorSports Fan mobile app. Thanks for watching. And at this point, I'll hand it over to Isaac to walk us through our push notification system demo.
All right, thanks, Shannon. Next week, we can go ahead and show a demo I recorded of how our in-game push notification system works. How's it going? I'm going to be demonstrating our in-game notifications for our app. As there's no college football game currently occurring and that would take too long, I'm going to demonstrate our mock game, which sends scoring changes every 5 seconds as a normal game would. So as we can see here, we can see the first score by the opponent, and depending on how much and who is winning in this game, we're going to see notifications based on this. So as we can see, as the scoring thresholds change, depending on whether the Gators are winning or not, and whether it's a close or decisive victory, or whether they're winning closely or decisively, we're going to see that message change in these push notifications. And then as we see here at the end, this top notification shows that the Gators ended up winning our mock game. This is exciting. We did end up getting to test this out with our actual with the actual Florida State game, as we can see here, where they ended up, the Gators, this was in the middle of the game that I took the screenshot, and we can see that everything was working correctly with that. So that's really exciting that this ended up working. And we're hoping in the future to be able to tie personal health data into these notifications. But as of right now, with this going into our MVP, we're happy with what we've accomplished.
Thank you for that demonstration, Isaac. So moving on, I would like to discuss future work for this project. So in relation to the user experience of our application, there is plenty of room for improvement. Some of these changes would include the addition of user goal project charts that would dynamically populate the goals of each user as they make progress. Additionally, we want to dynamically populate the game schedule on the game schedule screen, as mentioned by Shannon earlier, and add more options for users to manage their notifications, such as the addition of notification preference settings and allowing users to set notifications as being read or unread from the notification management screen. In terms of app functionality, there are also many features that will be implemented in the future. Firstly, we plan to implement more data and login security features, such as opting into built-in user authentication systems or integrating with Google's login API. We also plan to expand our goal scenarios to include water and activity goals, which could be fueled by further integrations with health watches and other system applications to track calories, water, activity levels, and location-based risk factors. Related to this idea, we also plan to further customize and expand the specificity of our notifications themselves, allowing them to be greater tailored to each user's goals and more focused on the exact state of the game at hand. Lastly, and most importantly, there is room for future work in expanding our application to other sports and universities as well. With that being said, I will hand it over to Isaac with our acknowledgements.
Awesome. Thanks, Lisa. We just have a ton of thank yous to hand out. We got a lot of support throughout this project that really helped us succeed. First and foremost, we'd like to express our thankfulness for Associate Provost Dr. David Reed, and additionally Dean Dr. Michael Reed for their invaluable support throughout this project. And we're also extremely thankful for the Gator Accelerator team for their support along the way. And we also want to give a big shout out to the departments as following: the Department of Sports Management, of Health Education and Behavior, of Clinical and Health Psychology, and of Computer Science. With a very cross-collaborative project, we were fortunate to get support from all these different departments. And then we want to give a big shout out to Dr. Chong as well. He provided invaluable support throughout our project, met with us many times, and helped us with whatever we needed along the way.